Baltimore and Miami had two of the best turnarounds this year. Obviously for the Dolphins, tying the best turnaround in NFL history. They meet on Sunday. One has to go home. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, CBS Sports' Charley Casserly. Glad to be with you on the NFL previews presented by Comcast. And Charley, the Dolphins, they finished last in the AFC East, 1-15, 11-5. The Ravens finished last in the AFC North. They finished this year 11-5, and now they go to Miami again. These two teams have played this year. Baltimore won at Miami. What's different now from Week 7?
I would say probably the biggest difference is Joe Flacco and the expansion of the Baltimore passing game. He's improved steadily throughout the year, and as he's improved, Baltimore, with Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, opened up the passing game a little bit more. I think in Miami's case, I think it's just a question of Chad Pennington understanding the offense better and better every week, but I don't think they've changed a lot. Both teams have the same formula. You know, they want to run the ball, play good defense, don't turn it over, and that's why both of them are in the playoffs.
And not turning it over has been key. Miami is plus 17 in the turnover margin, best in the NFL. Ravens were plus 13, so right up there towards the top as well. But in this situation, Charlie, you look at the Ravens defense and you look at the Dolphins defense, and you give the advantage there to Baltimore, which means Flacco doesn't have to do as much in this game.
No, you're absolutely right. And the Baltimore defense is outstanding. And I think Miami, who wants to run the football as their first choice, I think they're going to struggle to run the football here. Now, one advantage you have is they've already played Baltimore, as we pointed out. Baltimore's a tough scheme to figure out, so they do have an advantage in playing them, which helps as opposed to having to not play them at all. I still think they'll struggle running the football.
Charlie, how tough is it to beat a team twice in the same year in their stadium? Because that's what Baltimore would have to do to win this football game, win a second time in Miami this year.
Not as tough when you have when you got Baltimore's talent. Okay, it all comes down to talent, really. That part, my experience has been when we've beaten teams twice in the same year. Even if we had to go on the playoffs and beat them. You can do it if you're good enough. If you're not good enough, it doesn't make any difference where you play them.
All right.
So,
you said you don't think Miami is going to be able to run the football as effectively as they need to. You have Chad Pennington, and with what he has done this year, can he put it on his shoulders and beat the Ravens himself?
Well, I think it kind of depends on this. Baltimore is going to blitz you, and they're going to give you odd looks on the blitz, not conventional looks. Chad Pennington is one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL and one of the best prepared. So his ability to read that and not have bad plays is going to be crucial. Now, if I'm Baltimore, hey, when I blitz, I go to man coverage and play it tight. I'm not especially afraid of the Miami receivers. Plus, Pennington does not have a big arm. Now, he's accurate, but him to try to get the ball out quick into tight spots, I take my chances with tight coverage on that.
All right, and you already talked about turnovers being a key in this game. Chad Pennington, just 7 interceptions on a phenomenal year, and nice way to get into the playoffs by beating the team that unceremoniously didn't want him there anymore in favor of Brett Favre. Let's take a look at the AccuScore prediction for the playoff game here. Wild card, 10,000 tests, 10,000 results. And hey, Charlie, the road teams are favored again. This is the theme here in Wild Card Weekend. People like the road teams. Do you like Baltimore to win this one as well?
Yeah, I do. I think, first of all, Baltimore is a better football team. You know, 2 years ago, they were 13-3 in the #1 seed. Last year, a number of injuries on defense and at the quarterback position. So this is a team that 2 years ago had the best record in the league. 2 years ago, Miami was still basically a 500 football team. So I think go back to that point there. But as we talked about, the defense of Baltimore will set the tone. Miami will struggle to run, struggle to make big plays in the passing game. And conversely, I don't think the Miami defense is going to be able to stop the run, and Joe Flacco will make enough plays in this football game.
First time the Dolphins have been in the playoffs since 2001 when they hosted the Ravens and lost 20-3. We'll see if Baltimore can hold Miami to 3 points again. It's a game you can see on CBS, 1 p.m. Eastern. And for more on this game or any other here in Wild Card Weekend, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. For Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.